Michigan Out of Doors Magazine's OD is brought to you by Country Smokehouse of Almont, offering the best quality and satisfaction in homemade meats, sausage, and jerky. It's a Michigan destination. Check out the website at countrysmokehousinc.com. And by Williams Gun Sight, located in Davison. Williams Gun Sight has Mid-Michigan's largest selection of used guns with over 2,000 in stock every day. Check out the website to view inventory and prices. 38 years of outdoor tradition continue in Novi at the Outdoor Rama Show. There's over 4 acres of outdoor equipment and features at the Rock Financial Showplace on February 24th through the 27th. Don't miss it. I'm just getting set up here on the Saginaw River. We've been catching some fish up here, so figured I'd head up over the weekend and do some fishing. But this week on the show, we got something a little bit different for you. We're going to be talking with a guy from Michigan here, down by Wixom. His name is Ryan Said. Ryan is an excellent bass fisherman from down that way, and last year, qualifying through some bass tournaments in the northern region, he was able to qualify for the Bassmaster Classic, the World Series of bass fishing. So we sat down with him to talk with him a little bit, and so take a look at this and listen to what Ryan has to say and learn a bit from him, because he is an excellent fisherman.
The Classic is really designed for the top elite pros. There's about 28 or 30 from the Bassmaster Elite Series, which is equivalent to the PGA Tour. And then they also take the top 2 from each of their open divisions, which there's a Northern Open, Southern, and Central. So in each of those open divisions, you probably have at least 100 to 150 guys that compete in all of the events that are trying for those 2 positions. At each event, you accumulate points based on where you finish, very much like the FedEx Cup in golf or the Sprint Cup in NASCAR. And the top 2 in those points qualify for the Classic. So you got 100 plus guys vying for 2 positions. So very difficult through the Opens to get there. Through the Elite Series, it's just as difficult, and that's what I hope to do this year. I'm going to have the opportunity to fish the Elite Series because those guys are the very best in the world. And even though there's a few more spots, you're competing against the best guys in the world. So very difficult to make the Classic, and it's the showcase event in our sport. So it's a long road to get to the Classic. It's not a lot of guys get to do it. They only take 50-some anglers, and I decided to fish the Bassmaster Northern Opens just to see what happened, more or less. Never really had any Classic aspirations. It's because it's always out there. I thought maybe I could qualify for the Elite Series by finishing in the top 7 in the points after 3 events, and then see what happens from there. And first event was in New York, and it went very well. I had an okay practice, went out there in the tournament, and things just started clicking, and I built on things each day, and it worked out. I ended up finishing second place up in New York. Back in Detroit for the second event, it's my home waters, and my buddy and I spent a lot of time practicing together, figuring out the waters that we knew, broke it down, figured out what to do, and we both had a good tournament. I finished 3rd, and my friend Chad finished 5th, and both took home nice checks there. So that was nice. At that point, I was leading by 70-some points in the points race going into the last event, Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. I had never been there before. It's tidal waters, which I have fished the Potomac River, but Chesapeake Bay is pretty different than the Potomac. It's not as good a fishery for the most part. There's times when it has some hot streaks, but the time we were there, it wasn't that fishing that great. So knew it was going to be a tough event, and had really struggled the first day. Only caught 2 fish, weighed in about 4 or 5 pounds or so, and that was really dropped me down on the points. I still was in contention for the Elite Series, but I'm pretty sure if they would have stopped the tournament at that point, I would not have qualified for the Classic. Made some adjustments the second day. There's the tidal factor there, and when I fished the Potomac before, I found that when I didn't succeed one day, made some adjustments on some areas that I knew had some fish, I was able to catch them the second day at the Potomac, and it worked here too. That was extremely nerve-wracking, but I weighed in 4 fish for about 8 or 9 pounds. I forget how much it was, and that was enough to cinch the points. I won the points by 3 points, and however you get it, you got there, and I'll take what I can get, and it was exciting the whole way through. It is. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter if it's blowing. It doesn't matter if it's snowing, whatever. You go out there and you do it because there's money on the line. It's competition. It's fun, but it's not the kind of fun where you go out and have a few pops with the boys out in the boat fishing. It's a different kind of fun. It's pretty intense, and the competition is so intense. You have so many, in these Northern Opens, you had a lot of Elite Series pros, guys that fish at the very top level would come down and fish these events. And then you also had the best of the best locally. So when I went to Champlain, you have 25, 30 guys that fish Lake Champlain all the time. and it's 13 hours from here by car, and so it takes a lot to go in there to catch fish. No, you can go out and have a good time, 2-3 days you can catch some fish, but if you want to give yourself the best opportunity to catch the fish, you need to be in the top 20 or top 10. There's a lot of work that goes into it. There's so many luck factors that go in. The first day of the event, I broke off a 4.5 pounder that really would have won me the event. Nothing I can do about that, but through a lot of practice, through a lot of hard work, through tuning my approach, I can eliminate as much of the luck factor as I can, and that's the goal of spending that much time out there. I actually worked for Chrysler, and after I found out that I won the points, was able to make the Classic Elite Series, I approached them and say, hey, this is a great opportunity for you guys. A feel-good story because I worked for you, but also because we have a great truck. We won the 2010 Motor Truck of the Year. We have this new product, the Ram Outdoorsman, that's specifically geared towards outdoorsmen. They've taken a lot of the features that outdoorsmen like, put them into one truck. It actually has a gun rack in it. You can put your fishing rods in it, great trailer tow package. So a lot of features in that truck that are geared towards outdoorsmen. Ram is, in my mind, showing a commitment to outdoorsmen and and it's a compliment to us. We've created a market, a target market for them where they've recognized that, hey, we need to be addressing these guys because they are, one, their loyal customer base, two, they're getting pretty big, and we need to target these guys specifically. So it's a compliment to outdoorsmen that Ram is coming on board. So that's the big sponsorship, and I'm proud to have them along, not just for their sponsorship, but also because I work for the company, and I do believe we have a great truck. I actually worked on the steering wheel and the airbag on that truck, so that's a little pride there.
Well, the fishing's been a little bit slow here today on the Saginaw. Lots of little ones, so check back. We will definitely have some fishing for you in the next few days here. We're going to be out on the lakes and maybe on the river here, so make sure you check back, and make sure you cheer on Ryan. In the middle of February, he's going to be fishing the Classic. Check your local listings to find out when, and make sure you cheer on a local Michigander.